The galaxy is burning, brother fights brother, and treason splits the Imperium of Man. This is the Horus Heresy. Whether you're a warrior of the Legionis Astartes, an adept of the Mechanicum, or a mortal in a galaxy of madness, you'll find your place here. Welcome to the Remembrancers Retreat, broadcasting deep within the bowels of the vengeful spirit. Hello and welcome to the Remembrancers Retreat, episode 60. We've got a giant show today, guys. We got 7 people here today. Again, my name is Jesse, and I'm here with Dave. How's it going, Dave?
Hey, guys.
And we also have Austin.
Hi.
We've got Will.
Hey, what's going on?
We've got Jared.
Good evening.
We have Robbie.
Buongiorno.
And we've got Ryan.
Hey, guys.
So, this week, the big heresy news is that the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness Rules version 1.1 FAQ has come out. And there's been a lot of changes here. In addition to the FAQ, they also came out with some playtest rules, which I think are pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What we're going to do with first, we're going to start with what's new in the FAQ, work our way through that, and then we'll talk about the playtest rules. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Cool. All right, assuming everybody's got the FAQ up in front of them somewhere?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll start us off with what's new in the Age of Darkness. These are all, we're just going to cover what's been changed recently. What's the .1 of version 1.1. And so...
Is that all the stuff in, like, pink?
Magenta, yeah.
Correct.
Magenta.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. If you guys listeners are following along with us, it's all the stuff that's in magenta.
Should we tell them how to find it?
You can go to the Games Workshop community page. Then you will see the tab for FAQs. When you click on the tab for FAQs, go down to Horus Heresy, and then you will see all of the Horus Heresy erratas and FAQs, including stuff like Drop Pods, Talons, Betrayal of Calth, and Age of Darkness.
Yep. We'll wait for you guys. Okay, we're there. They're ready. Yeah. Or you could pause this, whichever way. We'll just wait for 30 seconds.
Yeah, it is an audio medium. No, this is live, isn't it?
Yeah, this. All right. You guys got your FAQ? Awesome. All right.
Oh,
Sure,
okay.
yeah.
No, I was talking to the listeners, but that's fine too.
Go ahead and grab it, Gary.
All right.
Go ahead and
Okay.
grab
So,
it, Alex, make sure you guys are ready.
all right. So, page 1, we have this thing is "Feel No Pain," which can be found on page 161 of the Age of Darkness rulebook. Amend the third paragraph to instead read, "Feel no pain rolls may not be taken against destroyer attacks, unsaved wounds which have the instant death special rule, or in instances which state that no saves of any kind may be taken." Makes sense.
It's pretty big, you know? Before, you used to be able to make saves on stuff that said no save, or a feel no pain roll, because it was technically not a save, you know?
Yeah.
So with that changing, things like a lot of psychic powers will say no saves of any kind, but you can still take feel no pains. Not anymore, guys. This
Nope.
is
gotten
gonna make
more
psychic
lethal.
powers a bit more lethal. Yeah, absolutely.
Psychic Shriek.
Yeah.
It was already scary to begin with.
It was
right?
terrifying.
Yeah,
So
as a
now it's
militia
even
player, Psychic
worse.
Shriek is a...
Oh, that's going to hurt.
Yep. All right. Who wants to go next? Dave, why don't you read the next part?
Sure. So this is on page 3, I think, because page 2 has nothing. So page 3, Legion Command Squad, which can be found on page 27. Under the heading Special Option, Terminator Bodyguard, replace the first paragraph with the following. If the Army's warlord, for which the Legion Command Squad has been chosen, is a Praetor or special character wearing Terminator armor, or if they are a Primarch, the squad may exchange their war gear for a set of Terminator armor. If this armor is chosen, then every member of the squad must be upgraded to the Terminator Bodyguard war gear selection and has access to the following options rather than those shown previously. The same type of Terminator armor must be chosen for the entire unit, which would make sense, right? And then it says under the heading Retinue, replace the text with the following. A single Legion Command Squad may be chosen as a retinue for a Legion Praetor, Primarch, or Legion Special Character with the Master of the Legion Special Rule, which is also your Army's Warlord. They may not be taken as part of an army on their own, instead sharing a force organization chart choice with the warlord they are selected for, nor do they add to the points of a Primarch when determining Lords of War and the 25% rule. Holy shit, wall of text.
Yeah, what has actually changed?
I think that the immediate thing that, well, so if you look at the Legion's book for Age of Darkness, it's got Death Shroud as an example. It doesn't ever explicitly say that you cannot take Death Shroud as an HQ choice. And I think this is kind of gets to that, right? Because they have the retinue rule, but now you can't just. It used to be where you might get away with taking Death Shroud. The 2 Death Shroud, which is the minimum of the unit, would be an HQ choice. But this is explicitly saying you can't do that.
Plus, this also explicitly mentions that Primarchs can now have command squadrons as well.
Oh,
yeah. I'm looking through the book, and it doesn't mention Primarchs in the original print,
and it doesn't count towards their Lord of War points, which is
that's pretty big.
That's huge. That is big.
So that makes me think: what about Perturabo and his Iron Circle? So now this is saying that command squads don't add to it, because that's his retinue.
Command squads only. Legion command squads don't add to it.
Well, it says under retinue.
Yeah, and remember, so when it comes to dedicated transports, the retinue is the one who gets the option for that dedicated transport. Like the command squad can take a Land Raider or whatever. So
sure.
When you're making that Death Star, it's not counting against Lord of War, I guess. If it ever did, I don't know. Rules are not great for me. I don't know rules very well, so I'm just gonna assume.
Yeah. Austin, want to hit the next one?
Yes, and it's a good one. Well, it's an important one. Legion Malkador Assault Tank from page 81. Under the heading Unit Type, amend the text which reads Vehicle, Super Heavy, to instead read Vehicle, Tank. Under the heading Special Rules, remove the rule Subatomic Reactor. And I was actually okay with this up until about 20 seconds ago when I was thinking about it. Because in my mind, the Malkador is sort of a wannabe Lehman Russ, right? Like, yeah, it's a little beefier, but the firepower output, at least until you swap out for the Demolisher Cannon hull mounted, is about the same. So it didn't break my balls so much that you can now effectively one-shot it if you get a little lucky. But I've changed my mind on that, and that's because of 2 things. One, it can now be shaken and stunned and all of that unpleasantness. But more importantly, it can now no longer shoot at multiple things. And if you look at where the weapons are in that tank, what the hell is it doing? Like, there's...
Well, sponsons are always considered 180 degrees on the side, right? That's the way sponsons always are. Even if they can't physically point that way, they are 180 degrees.
Right.
And that's the same way with all sponsons. I mean, even Lehman Russ. People may shoot directly forward with their sponsons, but they should not be. That's not the way...
What about the variant that is nothing but heavy bolters around it?
Well,
like the one that's like 6
That's not in the game.
The Heresy. I don't think they have rules
that's
for
not
the
that's not in the game. For
Is it not in the militia list?
No.
I don't
The Defender?
No, it's
think
not.
so.
It's not?
So. Yeah.
It still makes me very
big
sad.
Thing, it
does.
can't fire its battle cannon and its Demolisher cannon at the same time anymore.
Oh,
because they're both
damn.
ordnance weapons. One will make the other snap fire.
What I don't like about this is it doesn't change the rules for the Malkador and the Solar Auxilia list. So now you have...
Oh, no, sir. If I may skip
says
ahead.
it later.
Oh, does it?
It will later
Yeah.
change it for this and also the Valdor.
Yeah, that's where it
Loses
hurt me.
super heavy tank.
Fucking hell, right?
My
Okay.
biggest gripe on it is you took away super heavy, but you didn't reduce its cost. So a fully kitted out Malkador is damn near like Lord of War kind of price range. So yeah, I understand like low points. You really shouldn't be bringing a Malkador. It's kind of like for those 3,000 points where it becomes kind of militia and solar auxiliaries. It's kind of like their main thing is being able to bring these durable tanks, and that's all the Malkador really is supposed to be, is durable. It's supposed to last you long. It's supposed to not take that one shot and blow up. But now that they've just given it tank, I don't see anybody bringing Malkadors anymore. Without Rule of Cool, it's become a big point sink that just doesn't have any good effect.
Now, can I real quick go off on this, Rob? Didn't you have a conspiracy theory to go along with this?
I do.
Oh, yes.
Can we dive into that conspiracy theory?
Yes,
real
the
quick?
conspiracy is they want everybody to buy those Carnodon tanks. Because if you can blow up my one big tank with one shot, I might as well bring 9 shitty little tanks. And now
And
go
that
ahead
is
and try to
about
blow
the
them up.
price comparison.
Oh, it is exactly the price. It's actually 3 Carnodons with autocannons on the sponsons and autocannon turret is only like 210 points for 3 of them. So
Yeah, they're cheap.
Yeah, that's a Malkador right there that you're bringing like 3 times more. Well, you get 3 extra hull points now.
Yeah, and 3 more chances to explode before you're out of the fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Carnodon is the real winner here.
Or I guess 2 more chances to explode, I'm sorry.
So there's other versions of Malkadors that don't have, like if you took an Annihilator, that has the one Demolisher cannon, and then I think it's got like laser cannons on the Traverse.
They're
So
the
you can
same
still
in
use that,
Horus
right?
Heresy.
But you'd be
Yeah.
snap firing with everything besides that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Demolisher
because
cannon.
it's ordnance.
It's still
Yeah,
ordnance. So,
Okay, I got you.
but the
And
Malkador
is it
does
just
have.
the Malkador, or what about the Malkador Infernus?
It's all the Malkadors.
all Malkadors.
Ooh,
And
that
all
Infernus.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So here's
Yeah,
here's
so that
the thing.
Infernus is going to have a bad time.
The
now.
Infernus and
Yeah.
the Valdor are taking the biggest hits because they're armor 13 and they don't get flare shields.
Yeah.
That
okay.
the regular Malkador can still take a flare shield and front armor 14, and you can use your battle cannon and just stay back. It's kind of like a just a long range fire support with that front armor 15, because that's strong. That's like trying to shoot a Spartan in someone's deployment zone. But now that the Valdor and the Infernus don't have those options, they're gonna just get mauled on now.
Yeah.
It's
They're going to be target priority. And they're going to go
dude,
down
it
in
just
one
takes
round of
one
shooting.
last cannon now.
Yeah.
One last cannon. Dude, and especially now that because I have to run a tank commander with my Valdor, because hitting on 3s is way better than hitting on hitting on 4s is way better. Hitting on 3s is way better than hitting on 4s when you only have 2 shots, right? So those shots count. So now you're looking at like a 375 point model that can get 1 shot.
Yeah.
There's too many people playing Solar Auxilia, Robbie. That's what it was, man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
okay,
that's
This is a game about Space Marines, dude.
Dude, I'm bringing 3 Carnodons instead, so we'll see how
But
that works.
I can see people being a little salty if they were playing Solar Ox, except that a lot of, and not everybody, but okay, if you had one Infernus and then a normal Solar Ox army, then you might be a little salty. What I have seen is someone running in an Infernus and then like 3 Malkadors and then some other BS, and so I don't feel so bad for that guy, but I feel bad for the guy who spent a decent amount on one cool model.
Like
Yeah.
me and my Secret Santa that Robbie for me.
I was just thinking about that. I was gonna offer you if you want me to paint you 3 Carnodons instead.
No,
can buy
that's
'em too,
bullshit,
that's fine.
because Jared could just put his Malkadors in his Castellum, and then they're getting an invuln save. It's all good.
Yeah, you're right.
That's just 900 points. It's fine.
I wouldn't be surprised if a really salty Solar Auxiliary player puts all 3 of his Malkadors and just says, I'm proxying them as Lehman Russ Squadron.
Oh, yeah, right?
Well, I'm looking for. I could take a Malkadors now in an Iron Wing formation.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah,
so
there was that
tanks
White
now.
Scar. That White Scar guy that had 3 at Nova last year,
Well, I think it was 2017.
year before last.
Yeah.
6 Malkadors.
Yeah, I mean, they're not
that
like
guy,
they're
that
not
guy's
solar
gotta
au-
be mad about this, right?
yeah, they're not Solar Auxilia only and Imperial Militia, which is great because I love the aesthetics of these tanks.
Yeah.
But being a little on the cheap end, they've always kind of been out of price range for me to get some. And I'm be picking them up on eBay cheap.
Hey, you will.
It's awesome.
So there is an upside to that. If you're like me and have wanted one but never wanted to pay full Forge World price, best believe there's going to be some on eBay in a couple of weeks.
Well, they still look cool, and I think Rule of Cool is still there. So you just won't see people running 3 of them. You'll see, maybe 1.
Yeah.
For me, I would still, were I running Militia or something like that, and I'd still may get one for Iron Hands to have it like a, what is it, the Easy 8 Shermans, right? Like, there weren't many of them, but when you saw, and they were definitely heavy armored, had bigger guns, but they were still Shermans in the end. So, maybe just have one and have that represent, like, your main staple battle tank around your Lehman Russ, like, that's your command vehicle.
Yeah.
Definitely has a purpose and a fluff list, you know what I mean? Still,
Yeah, for sure.
It's not garbage, but it's definitely not a competitor against the Conadors.
Yeah.
Conador is...
Or even
MVP
regular
in my
Lehman
eyes.
Russes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Although I
It's
will
a-
say
it's a
that
good
this
showcase
makes...
piece, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
And this
absolutely.
does
They're
make
fun to paint. They're a lot
my
of fun to
desire to
paint.
get a Macarius more of a viable thing, because it's now not
Ooh,
competing
that's right,
with
'cause
the
later on,
obviously better...
Do you
Oh,
that's a
update
good
the
point.
Macarius in this?
No, they do not. But per the last book that came out, you can take any Imperial armor thing
Yeah.
as a
Yeah,
Lord of
so
War
Macarius
choice.
is still heavy Lords of War, yeah. And
Yep.
heavy, what am I trying to say? Super heavies.
Yeah, that's another one I always wanted. And it's now, like, its guns are even worse than than the Malkador, but it's a fun tank and it looks cool. So.
Sure. Yep. Let's continue on. Jared, you want to read up the augury scanner?
So the augury scanner, amend all the text, heading augury scanner to read instead. Skip the fluff. Models cannot be deployed using the infiltrate special rule within 18 inches of a model with an augury scanner, regardless of line of sight. At the end of the enemy movement phase, if a friendly unit contains at least one model equipped with an augury scanner, all the ranged weapons in that unit can be fired against any one enemy that has arrived from reserve within 18 inches in line of sight, as if it were the controlling player's shooting phase. If this rule is used, these weapons cannot be fired again until the end of the controlling player's next turn, but the firing models may shoot different weapons if they have any. So it's nerfing the intercept of your heavy support
Right.
squads, which is
So
probably a good thing.
1.0 gave us to where augury scanners just conferred interceptor, and I guess that was too much. So
That was
they
too
tweaked
much.
it now, and it's basically gone back to the same wording, but it says in the controlling player's shooting phase as if it was the controlling players, and it's basically writing out interceptor just with different parameters of it being within 18 inches now.
Yeah, it's exactly what
having
everybody
interceptor
thought
for
it was
5
in the
points.
beginning.
Yeah. As somebody who runs heavy support squads a lot, that makes so much sense. That's just a better way of doing
Oh yeah,
it.
I mean, I'd put an augury scanner
was too powerful.
on a Magos, and then put him with a group of Castellax, and then if anybody tried to deep strike, like 36-inch intercept, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was insane.
It's ridiculous.
Can I ask a
So
really
that's
dumb
good.
question? So the note there that says the profile replaces all other instances of this item of war gear in all rulebooks, that just means that it replaces all other instances of augury scanner, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
In all of the rulebooks, so not just Legions of Stardays. This
Yep.
is
Campaign
Mechanicum
books
everywhere.
and army list
Yeah.
books.
So you cannot shoot a weapon that doesn't have a range of less than 18 inches. Right, so you can't shoot your plasma
You
pistol.
can shoot to I mean, if they land within range, yes.
But not if they land within 18 inches. So if they land at 18 inches away, you can't shoot a 12-inch.
No, all
Gun.
the weapons still profile, all still has to be within that.
Yeah. Cool.
Makes sense. All right. Ryan, you want to hit up the next?
Oh.
We'll give you the next 2. How about that?
Oh, thank you.
they're,
Yes.
they're short, so
Anyway, so now we're on the Legions of Astartes, Age of Darkness, right? So the first change here is the Tyrant Siege Terminator on page 20. under the heading of War Gear, add the following. Note that models may fire their combo bolters in addition to their Cyclone missile launchers in the shooting phase. Makes complete sense. I don't know why
It's
anyone...
been that way for a while, though, that it said any Terminator that has 2 weapons can fire them both. So it's the same thing with the Fulmentari.
Yeah.
They can fire their Cyclone missile launchers and their bolters at the same time.
I guess it's just putting it in 2 different places, or making it so that you don't have to defend that to somebody who wants to be gaming. Next is, the Primarch Perturabo, the Asperger's Primarch. It says here, under the heading The Logos, amend the sub-bullet Teleport Homer under the 4th bullet point to instead read Teleportation Transponder. Sweet. I have literally never read Perturabo's rules, so I assume that means something to someone.
So a teleport homer, if I remember right, basically allows people to deep strike near you without scattering. And I'm assuming a teleportation transponder allows you and a unit to deep strike without
Twin link
scattering.
deep strike.
It's
Is it deep strike without
It's the
scattering,
Custodes rule, isn't it? Will?
Teleportation transponder? No. Are you thinking of error strikes?
Maybe. What the
The
fuck?
Homer is what is the rule that came off of drop pods, right? They have teleport Homers.
Well, no, the teleport Homer was a 40K rule that got ported into 30K for this one very special instance, right?
Yeah,
so Perturabo was the only model. Yeah.
Custode equipment that allows them to deep strike.
I'm just thinking this is Forge World trying to clean up a rule
That's exactly what it is, yeah.
doesn't have precedent somewhere. Yeah, okay.
So yeah, teleportation transponders, it's a device that allows for deep strike, so he gets it for free now. Now, I thought he had a twin-linked deep strike, or is it just his orbital bombardment that's twin-linked?
I'm pretty sure it's the orbital bombardment. I've never heard of twin-linked deep striking. But that might be just a fancy Primarch rule that I never encountered before.
Maybe. Not 100% sure. But yeah, everything else on Pert is the same then, right?
Yes, as far as I can tell.
Yep.
Yeah, because the Tormentor is still the same from 1.0, it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, here, and then whoever does Rogel Dorn.
Yeah, Jared, why don't you do Rogel Dorn? What brand new rules does he have? We've lost Jared.
All right. So under the heading War Gear, amend the 4th bullet point, teleport Homer to instead read teleportation transponder. Again, with Dave said, cleaning up rules, it looks like. Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Let's see.
Night Lords.
Yep. Did I skip a Rogel Dorn? Yep. There. Under the heading A Talent for Murder, replace the text with the following. If any of units with Legionis Astartes Night Rules special rule outnumber 1 or more enemy infantry units during any initiative step in which they fight an assault, they gain +1 to hit and to wound. And now the new rule, to a maximum of 2+. Bulky models count as 2 models, and very bulky models as 3 models on both sides for the purpose of working out when Night Lords outnumber the victims. So they just, made the obvious,
This is for that one guy.
That one guy
who tried to hit militia
on
and
a
said
one-up.
they got a bonus and did it automatically.
Yes.
Whoever you are, fuck yourself.
Jeez.
Ouch. Steven's not
Also,
even here
thank
to
you,
defend
GW, for clarifying that instance to the one guy who needed.
Yeah, I kind of figured the rule that a 1 always misses would still take precedent, but
Guess not. Guess you gotta beat it into people. You gotta spell it out for people.
I blame an 8th edition 40K refugee.
Hey, Dave, why don't you go ahead and read about Angron?
Okay. Hold on a second. I just lost it. Nope, back. Okay. The Primarch Angron, page 58, under the heading Sire of the World Eaters. Replace all of the text with the following. Angron has the Furious Charge and Feel No Pain special rules. In addition, when making a consolidation move after combat, he must always move toward the nearest enemy unit. All friendly models with the Legion Astartes World Eaters special rule within 12 inches of Angron are fearless.
So what's changed? Does anybody have his rules in front of them? Guess not.
I
Great
can't
change,
real quick.
Angron. Good job, man.
That's
this is a
awesome.
huge buff for Angron. Anybody
What does
who plays
Furious
him will
Charge do? It gives him +1, right?
know. +1 weapon skill, I believe? Or is it +1 strength? I can't remember.
+1.
I am reading, looking through, whipping
Play
through.
this game too.
Furious Charge is a +1
Do we play
to
this
it.
game, guys?
I don't.
I don't think we do.
I only play Adeptus Titanicus.
So, Sire of the World Eaters previously. Angron has Furious Charge, Special Rule, and Feel No Pain 6 up. In addition, when making consolidation moves after combat, he must always do so by moving towards the nearest enemy unit. All allied World Eaters units with the Legiones Astartes rule within 12 inches of Angron are fearless. I don't know what has changed.
Is Feel No Pain a base 6 up or is it 5 up?
It's a 5. That's what
5
it
up.
is.
5 up.
Yep. So they increased. Okay. Yep.
So he
pretty
had a
good.
base of 6 up, and now he's got 5 up?
Yep. Now he's got a 5 up.
Also, Furious Charge is +1 strength. Just, for those of you who, like us, are casual players, how long have we been playing this game? 4 years?
Enough
We're
years
still
to
learning
where
it,
we
guys.
should all
Okay.
probably know what Furious Charge does, but it is
There's
what it
7
is.
grown adults in here, and we don't know what Furious Charge means.
Oh, lordy. Okay.
But nice, yeah. So Feel No Pain on him. That makes him more survivable. People always said he was the softest Primarch out there, so giving that to him, cool. Now, I don't
Just
know.
in time for that
Is
Feel
there-
No Pain nerf.
Right, yeah.
Well,
Is-
they've got
does
Eternal
that
Warrior, so it doesn't really
apothecary-
matter.
Does that Apothecary that gives +1 Feel No Pain work for Angron too?
No, because I think it specifically calls out.
Is it only Levy that get it to where they can have a 4-up Feel No Pain?
A levy?
I wish we had a. Yeah,
I think they specifically say it only works for. You have to have
Legiones
Legiones
Astartes.
Astartes.
That's what it is. Yeah, yep.
Because I remember having this discussion a while.
Right, and Primarchs don't have the Legiones Astartes special rule, right?
That's correct.
Yep.
Robbie, you want to read us the Ultramarines?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
All right. Yeah, I can read. I used to do that. Legion Astartes, Ultramarines. This is on page 60. Under the heading, Rigid Chain of Command, add the following to the end of the text. If Rabute Gilliman is the army's warlord, the Rigid Chain of Command rule above is ignored. Instead, if Rabute is slain, all units with the Legion Astartes, Ultramarines, special in the army, must take an immediate pinning test. In this case, the opposing player gains +1 victory point for Gilliman being slain, in addition to any gain from objectives such as Slay the Warlord and Price of Failure. That is a lot of points in one kill, by the way.
Yeah.
That's
Suddenly
wow.
they get 3 points for killing Gilliman.
Yeah, that's base before Price of Failure's D3.
Yeah.
That's Alpha Legion's Headhunter Leviathan. Like, that's their wet dream right there.
100%. Yes, absolutely.
Anything else to add to that?
No, I think
No,
that's
it's like,
that's a
don't
huge
let
hit to the
Gilliman
gut.
die.
Yeah, just your rigid chain of command, that is the top of that chain.
It's
Don't
like,
let
look, we
that
can't
link break.
We can't emphasize how important it is that you not let Gilliman die, okay?
Stick Gilliman and a Spartan behind a void shield generator, or 2 or 3, and put them on a sky shield landing pad, and you'll be all right.
Theoretical, this is bad. Practical, don't even bring Gilliman.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll go ahead and do the next one too.
Okay, if you want to be greedy like that, that's fine.
Yeah,
Whatever.
that's cool. No, I
No, go for it.
no,
Go
no,
for it.
No, I don't.
This
I
is
want to do
Ryan's
the.
Legion. I would have him do it.
I'll have Ryan do it because I want to do Zardu and the Blade Slave.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. So this is Death Guard Legion specific war gear, page 70. Under the heading Power Scythes, replace the first sentence with the following: any character or independent character with the Legion's Astartes Death Guard special rule, which is equipped with a Power Fist, may exchange it for a Power Scythe at no additional cost.
Ooh, so that makes power size cost a bit more, right?
Well,
No,
if you look... Yeah, I mean...
How much were the base before?
It was, I think, 5 points, if I remember correctly.
So
Well,
now there's
hold on, it
15
says-
points.
Wait a minute. This might be opening other opportunities, though.
It's weird
Yeah.
because under Power Scythes, page 70, originally says any character or independent character with the Legionis Astartes Death Guard special rule eligible to take a Power Fist as part of their options may instead take a Death Shroud Power Scythe for the same listed cost.
Well, I guess it's just limiting it to anybody who can bring a Power Fist.
Or
If
they
you
just
can't-
removed. They did remove the Death Shroud part of that
Power
Power
is that
Scythe,
at? So it's not a Death Shroud Power Scythe.
which I don't know
it's
if there's anything
Power
different to
Scythe?
that. Yeah, it just says Power Scythe in the actual weapon description in the book, but in the description it says Death Shroud Power Scythe. So maybe they're just
Okay,
cleaning up
probably rule cleaning
typos
then.
there.
Yeah.
Okay,
But it's still free.
good job.
Well,
I mean-
it's probably just to keep it on par with, like, Terminators get the Power Scythe. Well, they get Power Fist for, what, 5 points?
Yeah.
And then, like, a sergeant, like a tactical sergeant, would cost them 15 points. So I guess that's them, instead of saying Power Scythes cost 15 points no matter who you put them on, it's now put on the same bracket as a Power Fist. So whatever you're paying it for a Power Fist, that's what you would pay for the Scythe.
Gotcha. Okay, so now you want to do a Zardu?
Let's hear it.
Zardulaic, the Crimson Apostle. Under the heading, Special Rules, amend the 7th bullet, not the 6th, not the 8th, but the 7th bullet.
Yeah, I got a countdown. Hang on one second.
Yeah.
I got lost on 4. Can we start
Yeah, sorry.
on the bullets? Good
Psyker.
Lord, hold on. How many rules does this guy have?
Dude,
How many-
he is,
is
first
he
off, he's
stacked?
like my
He's got
favorite
8.
character.
He's got 8
Okay.
special
Okay.
rules.
He's got more rules than fucks, okay? Under the heading, Special Rules, amend the 7th bullet point to instead read, Psyker, Mastery Level 2. Zardulaic may only generate psychic powers from the Pyromancy or Daemonology, Malefic Powers disciplines. This is because it used to say he may choose, and people are like, oh, you get to choose his powers
Gotcha.
like Lurgar, and
Okay.
that was not the case.
So yeah,
I'm good with
generate
that.
psychic powers. Now, did they change the disciplines?
No, it's
No,
the same discipline.
They've
Same
they've
disciplines?
changed the changed the terminology a bit. In the book, it mentions malefic daemonology, and now in the FAQ, it's now daemonology dash malefic powers.
Okay, cleaning it
So
up. cleaning
it's
it up.
yeah, a little
I
Clean.
love seeing Forge World just do this cleanup stuff. This is great. This is all like these tiny word discrepancies are what cause some of the biggest arguments sometimes. So yeah, great on you, Forge World. Keep it going.
Yep. Let's see.
Blade Slaves, what's going on with them, Rob?
Anukatis Full Blade Slaves. Under the heading Special Rules, add the following bullet point. Chosen Warriors. This is a big buff
Yep.
because Zardu would pretty much always have to decline challenges. So, because he's not meant to fight. His blades were meant to do his fighting. So now that your Blade Slaves can accept those challenges, it's now putting that good AP2 double wounds onto the models that count and not on like basic linemen. Now you can force those good wounds onto characters and such.
Yeah. Well, he was already at a disadvantage, right? Because if he took the Blade Slaves, which the Blade Slaves are cool, but he can't join anything else, and then he gets into, a fist fight, and he's got to decline combat and let his Blade Slaves do the work. Like,
Yeah.
you're double hamstringing yourself. It makes this just helps a lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I got nothing else to add until later.
All right. Let's see. Will, want to take on the salamanders?
I will, brother. Under the heading Nocturne Born, amend the bullet point to read, a unit with Legiones Astartes Salamanders,
Wait,
special rule.
Is it salamanders or white scars?
Wait, what?
I don't know where he was going, but it started to dip into Rasta a little bit.
Wait a minute.
Like if Sam Jackson
that was-
started with a Rasta
That was
accent.
Salamander. That was good.
Dude, that was
Yes.
guys. That was straight up the best salamander impersonation. Like you had like the perfect flair of like, I don't even know how to describe it, but you do have to like borderline that Rastafari into it.
They ride that line, man.
God, it's so
So,
good.
Will, have you now repainted your Iron Hands?
No, but I have added Salamanders. Anyway, so a unit of Legion started Salamander special rule does not add its initiative value to sweeping advance rolls after winning combat. Additionally, they suffer a minus 1 inch penalty to run and charge distance to a minimum of 1.
This is a big change because people were trying to say that if you lost combat, when you would roll to not get swept, you weren't allowed to add your own initiative. So they're like, oh, you can't add your initiative to your sweeping advance roll. So they're like, well, this is technically a sweeping advance roll of you trying not to get swept. So,
Yeah.
For winning combat, after winning combat.
Yeah.
So failing combat, you're still good. Excellent. Nice. I like it.
All right. Under Raven Guard, the Mordathan Strike Squad on page 116. Under the heading Special Rules, add the following. Implacable Advance. Yeah. That's
pretty good.
Yep. Who doesn't want Implacable Advance? Like, I'd love Implacable Advance on everything.
Makes
that
you
I
score
own. That
on
I
a
own.
unit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
why don't we just give them objective secured and give everybody scoring?
Please don't. Please don't do that.
Boy. Let's see. Dave, want to hit up Headhunters?
Yeah.
Hang on. Did I skip Austin? I'm sorry, Austin. Did I skip you?
Yeah.
Headhunters. Go for it.
God, I feel so unloved. I don't know how to do a good Alpha Legion voice, though, to compare with Will. Yeah, I got nothing. Sorry, listeners. Under the heading Special Rules, add the following. This is for Headhunter kill teams. On page 126, they get Implacable Advance, Preferred Enemy Infantry, and under Dedicated Transport, replace all text with the following. They can choose a Legion Rhino or Dreadclaw Drop Pod as a dedicated transport. I honestly don't know what they used to be able to ride in. This might be is this getting rid of Land Raiders for them?
It's not getting rid of Land Raiders. I never had Land Raiders.
No. So what are they?
Or
What changed?
I don't know.
But regardless,
They got preferred enemy, I know that.
Yeah.
regardless, getting Preferred Enemy and Implacable Advance is a big deal for these guys.
A Headhunter kill team may choose a Legion Rhino or Dreadclaw Drop Pod as a dedicated transport. If either of these options are chosen, the squad may no longer infiltrate.
Oh, so they can infiltrate with their Dreadclaw Drop Pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing.
I love that. But no, they can infiltrate with their Rhino, which is awesome.
Yeah, my buddy who's doing an Alpha Legion army, like, he's taking Headhunters and kind of gritting his teeth while he does it, because before this, they were just like,
Sure.
why are you not bringing Legion vets? They're infinitely better.
Well, now we can say. So another thing, I mean, I just want to preamble to the
Less
rest
so
of this
now.
thing. You're going to see a lot of special units have been buffed for the better, because I think Forge World is wanting to move product, maybe. I mean, obviously, I believe they're a company. That's definitely what they're trying to do. But you're going to see a lot more special units are getting buffed. I think they want people to play some of those other Rights of War that people don't typically play because of the price of units. For example, Company of Bitter Iron, which is a Medusan Immortal focused one. They weren't worth it. Nobody ran Company of Bitter Iron because it just wasn't feasible, really.
Yeah, and from a gameplay perspective, and I'm sure you're right, Will, that it is in part kind of a money grab, if that's probably too harsh a term. But like, this is a reason for those Alpha Legion guys to not just bring vet squads like everybody else who wants an elite infantry army. You know, like, it makes you, it gives the Legion flavor, more punch.
Well, for several years there, I mean, people were eschewing their Legion-specific units and just running vets. I mean, vets were all over the place, right?
Yep.
And you can tool them in a way that you can make them better than Templar Brethren, or you can make them better than some of these other units for cheaper. It's the way to go. I mean, you want to make it as fluffy a narrative as possible, while
Yeah, I
also selling
agree.
product that probably wasn't moving off the shelf. Because how many Medusan Immortals did they sell? Probably not a whole lot.
They sold so little, the cast is still good.
Oh God!
Wow.
Crisp as the day it was molded. All right. After that, they go into the Crusade Imperialis army lists, which just has one change, which is the Malcador.
No, false. It has two changes. We talked about it before, the Malcador and the Valdor getting that big old nerf stick. But also for Displacer Matrix.
I see that at the very top. And little pink, just 2 words in pink.
Displacer Matrix provides a 3-up invul save. In addition, the first time a run is rolled, when making an armor and newly or invulnerable save for a model equipped with Displacer Matrix, the wound is ignored, the model is removed from play and enters ongoing reserve.
I'm so glad they did that. Because let me tell you this. All right. At no point in time are you ever going to take an armor save with your Lord Marshal. Ever.
Right.
Because who you're going against, you're like, okay, this Power Fist or Paragon Blade doesn't matter. I'm not using my armor because I'm not even getting armor. So I can't even roll this one to try to get out of here. So I got to use my invul. So now I'm glad they went back over.
Like all the Solrogs players that I knew that ran Displacer Matrix, it was always like intuitive to where if they rolled a 1 on invul, they'd be like, yeah, of course, take them off the board. Yeah, it makes sense, right? Now, this is super fluffy. Like, I like this technology.
I didn't do that.
I like the idea of the technology.
Didn't do it either.
I just realized it is so dangerous if you're using this technology in void warfare. Like, Exactly.
Oh yeah, no. This is not what you bring to Zone Mortalis, right? Like,
yeah.
Oh, haha! I avoided the power. Shit! I'm
rule
outside.
is just like, oh,
Negative. All right, so here's
Zone Mortalis.
No, because think about that. You got to remember how like the lists are made. Every one of your last sections has a Nuncio Vox. So you're like, it doesn't really matter. You're going up to space. You're coming back in ongoing reserves. You're going to deep strike right onto a last section, and they're just going to come envelop you and give you a hug. Like, oh, Senpai noticed me.
My concern.
Yeah.
Solid.
You can take that. Take that with your Thamaflu.
We have the Malcador and the Valdor thing, right?
Yeah. Valdor, I think we already hit that pretty hard. It's just getting sadder the more I think about it. So, but that is the first like real nerf they've given to the militia.
And you still got AP1 last.
Can't complain too much.
I'm not salty. I'm not salty when I say this, but
It's the AP3 heavy bolters.
I was expecting a nerf to artillery before a nerf to Malcadors. Let's be honest.
My God, yes. I can get toughness 7, 3-up save wounds for 3 points a month. Like, it's like, dumb. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you should, like, I don't even, yeah. I'm going to keep my mouth shut in case Forge World hears and takes my idea and nerfs me.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ryan and Robbie, you guys are both Mechanicum players. Who wants to tackle the Damatar Maniple?
You are responsible for.
I'm sorry, Will. I almost never see you play it.
Jesse.
My bad.
Yeah.
It's true. I apologize.
Well, okay, so Robbie and I are the ones that can play Mechanicum without.
You're just still mad that I brought a power sword for free on Amagus. Okay?
Hey, you should be thanking Will.
Yeah, right,
you should be thanking Will, because if he'd raffle stomped like everybody else does with
saved the meta.
They'd nerf him even harder.
I know.
Right?
In fact,
Will proved they're not OP.
Yep. This was a boon. They saw Will's performance at Nova last year, and they're like,
I just totally forgot. I'm sorry, Will.
You hurt me.
I just remembered what happened in Zone Mortalis. Yeah. I am so sorry. I did not mean to insult you like that.
Jesse just took your mech card on the air.
So I'll read this one. So, Damatar class Battle Automata Maniple. This is page 35, probably in the Thagmata book. So, under the heading Graviton Hammer, replace the text with the following. It's got some narrative stuff here. Graviton Hammer is a more compact variant of the immensely powerful Graviton Rams found on the Thanatar Calyx Siege Automata. These brutal weapons amplify the blows of the Domitar with crushing waves of gravitational force and unleash short-range blasts of power capable of rupturing flesh and splitting armor. Note that the Domitar is equipped with 2 Graviton Hammers, which have the effect of granting it an additional attack, which is already included in its profile. In addition to its weapon attacks, units assaulting a model or a unit with a Graviton Hammer always counts as making a disordered charge when doing so. And then we have some new weapon profiles. So the assault, basically you gain a shooting profile on the Graviton Hammer. So the Graviton Hammer Assault is still Strength 10, AP 2, Melee, Concussive, Wrecker. I don't think that's changed at all. The big thing here is the Graviton Hammer now has a shooting attack, which is a template, Strength 0, AP 6, Heavy 1, Concussive, Graviton Wave, and Haywire. Graviton Wave says, instead of rolling to wound with this weapon, any non-vehicle model caught in its effect must instead roll equal to or under their strength on a d6 or suffer a wound. A roll of a 6 always counts as a failure. In addition, any unit which suffers a morale check as a result of casualties taken from this attack is subject to a -2 leadership modifier, which is pretty interesting.
That's big.
So this is awesome.
Especially like on militia. This is gonna destroy militia.
Oh, from the leadership perspective, yes.
What doesn't destroy militia?
Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially,
Other
you get
militia, custodes. I mean, we could go on. Like,
Yeah.
nothing.
Shut your whore mouths, all of you.
this kind of makes Domitars, in my opinion. So I always like Domitars. I run 3 of them. You actually have some more than just some crack missile shots. You can do something a little bit more in the shooting phase. You obviously still have to get close. But being able to get those 2 haywire hits on a vehicle before you even make the assault is huge. And I think the big one is the wall of fire. Because it's a template.
Yep.
If it gets assaulted, you're getting 2d3.
Let a contemptor try to assault you at this point, right?
Yeah, exactly. Let a Leviathan try to
Come on,
assault
bro.
you.
You go toe to toe with me.
bring it.
I'm a Domitar. Bring it.
And if you have 2 or 3 in the mana pool, I mean, come on.
Okay, can I tell you?
Let a
And
knight
even
assault.
infantry, man. Infantry charging this, like, how often has it been like late game, somebody jumps on you, you kill a guy, you kill 2 guys maybe in Overwatch. Hey, that's a check, and they always pass. -2 leadership. Like, they could be breaking themselves in their own assault phase.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I tell you something, like the perfect scenario for this in my mind? Immediately when I saw this, I thought of the relic, the Graviton Gauntlet that the Iron Hands have, right? And it too is a haywire template. Perfect scenario is you get a Domitar attacking a squadron of vehicles, 3 vehicles, be it Predators, Leman Russ, whatever. And you play, and they're all packed tight together, so they all get front armor or whatever. You place your template down, and you hit all 3. Now you have 2 templates, so hitting all 3 once with that is going to get you, what, 3 haywire shots? And you put down your another template, boom, 6 haywire hits on a squadron. You're taking down 2 of the 3 vehicles, potentially, before you even assault them. That's best case scenario, obviously. But it's super powerful to have template Graviton, man. I love it.
Well, so let's be honest, right? So they're still going to suffer from the issues that they have, which is getting across the board.
Slow.
They're slow, and because of this, they were pretty high in target priority because whatever they touched, they would pretty much delete.
Sure.
They're going to be super high in target priority now, but I think the counter assault aspect of this, being able to do the wall of flame, is probably where they're going to get more bang for their buck, right? Is when they're assaulted by stuff.
Yeah.
I've always looked at them as like the counter deploying, like they're more defensive automata than anything
I do
else.
Too. I usually keep them in my deployment zone and let somebody deep strike behind me, and then they got to deal with them. They're still going to get shot off the board, but boy, let a knight assault me.
Yes. So, see, now
Well,
that's what I'm saying is
to
I
me,
really
like-
want to bring some of these in my Iron Hands list for Zone Mortalis. I feel like these guys would do very well taking on any Contemptors that might... You definitely face Dreadnoughts in Zone Mortalis, and as an Iron Hand, I definitely want these dudes on my side over a Contemptor. That's just me.
Oh, dude, Cordis Contemptor for life, bro. Always. I don't care. Everything is solved with the Cordis Contemptor. Why? Because I can change what it's doing. Like, I like the versatility.
Very useful. Yep,
Like,
very useful.
oh, am I getting ready to assault another Dreadnought? I'm going to add 1 initiative so I can punch you first, punk. Am I getting ready to shoot on some Terminators? Alright, I guess I'll just go Rage. I'm going to get some extra attacks. Do I need to get somewhere fast? I'm going to add 2 to my run. And I'm angry.
Just all the time. So mad.
All the time.
No, Rob, you're right. But, I mean, these guys look so much better, you know?
Oh, they're actually... I think they're going to be really good. Like, people are... I bet when they read that rule, they don't really realize how useful it's going to be.
I think I do. I still think, I still think they're pretty high cost. And people, for some reason, they're 175 points a model, which is equivalent to a Contemptor, but people always shat all over Domitars. I think they're a little more viable. And the big thing is that they're competing in Elites,
which has
slot
almost no competition.
Pretty much nothing in it, right? So,
Sure.
Domitars for days, as far as I'm concerned.
It's not like my fast attack slot for my Cybernetica list.
Right, exactly.
It's good to see Mechanicum get a much-needed boost.
Fucking Jesse.
Says the Dark Angels player who's just going to...
Yeah, I still want to
guys,
stick a sword in
You're
a
just going to
Domitar
hit
so
the death
bad.
it anyway.
Can we all remember that Jesse's single Praetor killed 2 squads of Thalax, like with no problem at all? Jesse's a bully, everybody. Okay, don't let him ever tell you anything else.
No, I do want to kill a Domitar though with my Praetor one day. That's gonna be fun.
Jesse.
Yes.
Little side tangent.
Yes.
So, what? Just those little leaks that were coming out. How excited are you for Terran Automata?
What?
Yeah, it's cool. I'm
Yeah.
really curious to see what kind of weapons of Old Knight that we get.
But do you know what that does for you now though? Like
I
at
can
this
use
moment?
the Blackstone Fortress guy walking. No, that's
yes. You can use whatever bots you want and
It's
just
true.
call them Terran. So you can run like a Praevian with Castellax and literally bring whatever models you want because they're Terran.
I'm really curious to see how it turns out.
Definitely
Yeah.
a very cool thing, right? Lots
Yeah.
of modeling opportunity.
Yep.
Dave, you want to hit up the next 2 things?
I just hear Dave say, "Oh fuck!" Like he got caught off
did
guard.
hear
He was on a podcast.
I was actually
Pouring
going
another drink.
down. Well, I definitely need to do that. But I was going down the rabbit hole on Magnus. I didn't know if anyone else wanted
You
to
crazy
we'll get there.
bastard.
try to go down that rabbit hole. But yeah, no, I can.
I've been on, like,
where
2 rabbit
Where are
holes
we
with
right
Magnus.
now?
On the PDF,
scroll
we
on
were
up to,
page 11, and this is the
Horus
bottom
Heresy
of
Book
page
6.
11. This is going to be Horus
Retribution.
Heresy.
We're on Earth.
Is this Garland Surlock? Is that where we are?
Black
One up.
Shield Alliance.
One up, the Black Shield Alliance. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're in Book 6, Retribution. We're talking about Black Shields. And this is a little bit of text here. All factions treat Black Shields as distrusted allies on the Age of Darkness Allies chart, unless otherwise stated in the Black Shield special rules on page 219 of the Horus Heresy Book 6,
Okay.
Retribution. Second best book there is.
Oh, it's a good book.
Yeah. Militia, Solar Auxilia, and Mechanicum are still not distrusted allies, which is good, because I heard just the first part of that, and I was like, all factions. I was like, oh, God. Because, before the Mechanicum, Solar Aux, and Militia represent other Black Shield factions, you know what I mean? So you can still run a Black Shield Mechanicum list or whatever that has no alliance.
And how about the next one, Dave?
Sure. I think it's supposed to be Garland, but it says Galan Surlock, page 249. I know this is one of Jason's favorite players here. Under the heading Narthecium Primus, replace the text with the following. This artificer-wrought Narthecium confers Feel No Pain 4-up to Galan Surlock and to all models with the Legion Astartes special rule in any unit which he has joined. Also, any wounds caused by weapons with the poisoned special rule against Galan Surlock or any unit he has joined must be re-rolled, which is really good.
Anybody have book 6 in front of them to know what's changed?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Nope, I got Inferno.
Seems very similar.
I wonder if it just said Legion Astartes World Eaters.
Maybe.
Because now it's just saying Legion Astartes opens it up for Battle Brothers.
Shattered Legions.
Whatnot.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Maybe.
That's a good point. I'm willing to bet that's the case. But I'm too lazy to go into the other room and pick up book 6.
I was thinking maybe he just confers a Feel No Pain of +1, but now it's a flat 4. So there's no, 3-up Feel No Pain somehow. Maybe that's
Possibly.
it. I don't know. Not 100%. Again, I wish we had a World Eater player on here, Jason.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely one of Jason's favorite guys to run, man. I've had to go up against Jason playing this guy, and it's not fun.
Yeah, with their inducted levies, they just push the nails. They become crazy.
He brought them?
And just,
Dude, the inducti, whatever they are, +1 strength with their chain axes, ridiculous.
Here we go. I got Galan Surlock, Narthecium Primus. The Artificer-wrought Narthecium confers Feel No Pain 4-up to Surlock in any unit he has joined. That's what it is.
Oh.
He used to do any unit
so he
at
can
all.
join like a Solar Ox or anybody and give him a 4-up. Okay.
Or Custode.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's at any unit. It didn't care whether you're Astartes or not.
I'll read the next one if you don't mind when we get there.
Yeah, go for it.
So, Shadrach Medusan, my boy, page 251. Under the heading, Master of the Shattered Legion, add the following to the end of the text. Shadrach Medusan may only gain the benefit of this special rule when acting as part of an army created using the Shattered Legion theme. So, what this means is you can no longer run a pure Iron Hands force and use Decapitation Strike. So, sad days, right?
Can you reread that rule and do an Iron Hands voice?
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, sure.
Shitty salamanders, but you're not going to try that sad
No, you're right.
Iron Hands.
You're right. Shadrach Medusan may only gain the benefit of the special rule when acting as part of the army created under the Shattered Legion theme. How's that?
There are no
That's
tears.
pretty good.
What's that?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Or I can do a freighter one. Shadrach Medusan may only gain the benefit of the special rule while acting as part of the army created under the Shattered Legion theme. There.
Well,
It's
it's
like Jonathan-
official, Will. You're gonna have to do an audiobook.
Okay.
Jonathan Keeble impersonator over here.
I try, man. So yeah, like I
Can you
said,
try like a sexy nun?
Shadrach Medusan may only gain the benefit of the special rule while acting as part of the army created using a Shattered Legion theme. I don't know. I'm very scared,
Ooh.
Logar. Should I let the demon possess me?
are we getting into fan fiction now?
All right, now
Dark
do a
Rose.
very stressed out Imperial governor.
Okay. What do you mean, my lord? You mean that the War Master is on his way here to Terra now?
No.
didn't
Read
read
the
the
Shadrach
rules, bro.
Medusan
Oh,
rule.
actually, my bad. It would appear, my lord,
That was good improv,
that
though.
Shadrach Medusan may only gain the benefit of the special rule while acting under as part of a created using a Shattered Legion theme. I do protest, sir. I do think this is a bad idea.
Bravo.
Oh my gosh,
Well
Will.
done.
Very good.
All right.
right,
So, like I said, it's a big deal because you used to be able to use Shadrach Medusan and cheese and take like Covenant of Fire and run like pure Raven Guard or something like that. You know what I mean? Or not pure Raven Guard, but pure Iron Hands. So now you have to have a Shattered Legion theme, which means you have to have at least Shadrach and a console of another Legion, and you have to have another unit of another Legion. So not too bad.
That makes
sense.
Really,
if you have to pay a tax, if you have to pay a tax of being like a Raven Guard, Mortat or Vigilator, and then bring in like I don't know, Raven Guard. What are they called? The Mordathan. That's a fine
Recon
tax.
Squad?
Yeah, and then running Decapitation Strike, totally fine. But it just forces you to take the tax or pay the tax. That's all.
Yeah, it forces you to,
Play
bring
by the
more than one
rules.
Legion and a Shattered Legion.
It forces you to play by the rules. How dumb is this?
Fuck this game. I hate this game.
Fucking.
Why haven't I won already?
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Horus Heresy, Book 7, Inferno. We have...
What?
Inferno.
Oh,
It's a big ball of fire.
Leave the voice acting to
Okay,
Will,
it's
okay?
true. It's true. It's true. Thank you, Austin. Sekhmet Terminator Cabal, page 214. New stuff. Under the heading Options, amend the second bullet point to instead read, any model in squad may exchange your force weapon for one of the following: a single lightning claw for free, a power fist for 5 points, a chain fist for 10 points.
David, what changed in that?
I don't know. I don't play Sekhmet
Gotcha.
as much as I play Magnus and the sort of the other guys. But let me see if I can figure this out.
Pulling it up right now. 214. These big books make for great audio. 214. The second bullet.
They might not have been able to take Chain Fist. That might have been an option they got.
Lightning Call, Power Fist, Chain Fist. No, it just looks like it just say single Lightning Claw, as opposed to Lightning Claw. I think that's just more a cleanup.
Okay, gotcha.
Sweet.
All the points are the same, so yeah, just a little cleaning up. Worded.
Feels like the psychic phase. Thousand Suns taking up more of my time.
Yeah.
All right, so Dave, you
Can
said you were doing.
Can I motion that we skip ahead one before we dive deep into Magnus, just because it's a little late. It's a little late in the day for me. Magnus is huge.
Okay,
And,
yeah, fair enough. You want to get your
my favorite thing.
Go for
this
it.
This whole one is after that.
Go for it.
It is for Warriors Metal, which is the buff that the Space Wolf Grey Slayers packs get. So I'll just go ahead and read the whole rule, and then the addition at the end will make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Models of the special rule may not voluntarily go to ground, may reroll failed pinning tests, and may make charge rules after running or after firing their bolters, suffering -1 to their charge distance if they do. If an independent character which does not have the Warriors Metal rule joins a unit of Grey Slayers, they may not benefit from this rule until the independent character leaves the unit. Legion Apothecaries, which join a unit with this special rule, are considered to be wholly a part of the unit they have joined, and they benefit from this special rule. That makes me so happy.
It makes total sense, too, right?
Yeah, because the Legion Apothecaries are supposed to be guys that have been like pulled out of the tactical squads, which in the Space Wolf's case would be Grey Slayers, and like manned up into some medical training, and then sent back forth to do work. So it makes sense from a fluff perspective, and from a gameplay perspective, like being able to run in charge or like rapid fire your bolters in charge is awesome. But it sucks to not have any feel no pain in there. Especially me, like I run an infantry wolves list, and it's a lot of fun, except for this specific aspect. Because what I'd wind up doing would be putting like a wolf priest in to get the feel no pain, and then like charging him out of the moving him out of the unit, or like doing weird stuff to try and like benefit from it as much as possible. But then when I was about ready to charge, I'd pull the feel no pain out so I could run and get there, rather than take another round of shooting.
Sure.
So to be able to just stick a regular bog standard apothecary in there and go to work is awesome. Just because of this, and also kind of tangentially, this frees up those wolf priests to go with the Deathsworn packs, because wolf priests are the only things that can join Deathsworn. So they get Feel No Pain and shenanigans as well. Yeah, it's a good day.
Yeah, very cool. All right, so...
But anyway, that's me for the evening. It's been fun, gentlemen.
Thank you, Austin.
Catch you later.
Yeah, take care, man.
Take care. All right, Dave, I know you were reading up on this.
All right, I'm going to give it a shot. It's a lot. All right,
It is a lot.
So Magnus the Red has, it's not totally been reworked, but it's been reworked in a lot of significant ways, which I personally like, right? So I think it makes him much more balanced, and I think it makes him much more playable, and I like a lot of the rule changes. So I'm not going to read the wall of text.
Sure.
That, the narrative, because I don't think that's changed.
Yeah, you know who Magnus is. You know what's up.
You guys know who Magnus is. You know what his deal is. I don't actually think his profile's changed. It looks the same as the profile that I remember. Weapon skill 7, ballistic skill 5, strength 7, toughness 6, 6 wounds, initiative 6, 4 attacks, leadership 10, 2 up save. I think that's all the same. His war gear's the same, but his war gear's the same. And his special rules, I think, I'm just reading down here, Master of the Legion, Sire of the Thousand Sons, Art Sorcerer. So these are all the same. What has changed that is significant is he now has a special rule, which is the unrestrained might of the Crimson King. And this is really what it comes down to, right? So he has a rule now called Infernal Bargain, and this is sort of once per game, he can choose to cancel the results of a single Perils of the Warp roll anywhere on the table. So it would not just benefit him, it would also benefit potentially other psychers on the table that are part of the Master Thousand Sons list. So he does come with arcane litanies, so he can ignore the first Perils of the Warp, but with Infernal Bargain, he could basically cancel that anywhere on the table for one of his other psychers, Amon, Isaac Arman, or something else. Now, Mind Wrath, and I'll come back to how much this costs later, but Mind Wrath, the rule that basically broke Magnus for a lot of players, right? It was the rule that doubled the range of Witchfires and Novas, and if he... Well, it doubled the range. It doubled the cost on the warp charge table. So you took whatever the warp charge cost of the psychic ability was, and you doubled it. Not a big deal for Magnus because he's mastery level 5, so he generates 5 warp charge dice, and then everyone else, all the other psychers on the table, can act as little batteries for Magnus, right? So, he just basically he's a warp charge whore, right? So he steals from everybody else, but then he was able to do just really amazing things, right? So if he doubles the strength, and if he got above a strength 10, it would automatically become a destroyer weapon. Mm-hmm. And then you roll on the destroyer table, and sort of everybody knows how that story went, right?
Sure.
So now you don't do that anymore. Now, if Magnus decides to use Mind Wrath, and it's only for Witchfires, the cost to generate that, the warp charge cost, is +2. Always +2. So it doesn't double it, it's just +2. And if the power is successfully manifested, you roll a d6, and then you add that strength to a maximum of 10, and you double the listed range. So whatever the AP of the psychic power is, it stays the same. Which is fine because most of Witchfires are AP2, so it's very powerful still. So it's Strength 10, AP2. Honestly, I like it more because I'd rather have that consistency than roll on a destroyer table and potentially roll a 1 and nothing happens. That just always felt really dumb to me.
Yeah.
So, but here's the big deal. To play Magnus like this, you've got to pay an additional 175 points. All right, so this makes Magnus 690 points. No, 670 points. It was 670 points. So
Gotcha.
he's by far and away the most expensive Primarch in the game with this rule, right? So if you play him with Mind Wrath and Infernal Bargain, you're paying for him, and it just feels better. It feels more balanced, right? You can only bring him at above a 3,000 point game if you're using the 25% rule for Lords of War, unless you play him in that, what is it called? The I think it's Primarch's Chosen, or I think he has his own Right of War. Yeah, Wrath of the Crimson King. Thanks, Ryan. Yeah. So those are the only two other ways you can play him at below a 3,000 point game.
And now can officially be the most expensive Primarch.
Yeah, like far and away. So I don't know. Those are the big things that jumped out at me. If you guys want to jump in on
what
this.
do you guys think about that? Because I haven't actually had to play against Magnus. I know there was a lot of angst against that. Do you think that that's a fair compromise? You can either play him at a cheaper points level, he's still a Primarch level character that's still pretty damn good, or you can supercharge him and make him a ridiculously expensive Primarch. You think that'll help resolve some of the angst people had against facing Thousand Suns and Magnus?
I think it will, but I think it might be too much.
I think so too. Actually, hearing the points cost, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Like we just
what would you
consider
be?
I mean,
and you know how rough they have it.
The most expensive, right? Horus was 500. Was there a more expensive Primarch?
Nope, that was it.
So he's.
So it does feel like a lot, but what would you consider to be a reasonable charge for that?
Maybe 100 points. 170 seems a lot.
It does seem like maybe 125.
But that being said, I haven't played against what Magnus was at all.
Sure.
So I haven't been on the receiving end of it, so it's kind of hard for me to speak intelligently on that.
Gotcha.
Dave, as a Thousand Suns player, what do you think?
I like it. I think it does away with the stigma, right? It does away with everything, like Magnus being able to chuck out destroyer weapons at 36 inches, right? To turn basically, Psychic Shriek into a destroyer weapon, or to turn anything else into it takes away from that stigma. And a strength 10 AP2 double range psychic attack is still insanely good. And I think it's appropriately costed. I think Magnus is that good. I think he still has Phantasmal Aura, which makes him harder to hit, and then any unit he joins is harder to hit, and then if you try to hit him with a blast weapon, it scatters more. So he's still good. He's still a buff. He's still hard hitting. And he still generates psychic powers randomly. So he's not picking psychic powers. I don't know. It feels good. It feels like a good balance. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully more people will bring him to the table now, and you'll start to see Magnus again, and that'll be good. I want to play him again. Yeah.
All right. I got nothing more to say about Magnus. Anybody else?
He did nothing wrong. Or everything wrong, depending on your point of view.
Perfect.
All right, so we already went through the Warriors Medal for Space Wolves. And I don't know, do we want to run through these other ones? The Acastus Knight Porphyrin has also new
I don't know what
new rules.
I think the big thing with that was just a points increase.
I think that was it, right?
Okay.
It's up to 560 points now.
What was he before?
490 or something?
Yeah.
It was sub 500.
All his weapons are still the same. They're all still ordnance, large blasts, massive blasts, whatever. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Moving on to that, we also have the Voltarax Stratos Automata Maniple.
Has that been updated?
I don't think that actually changed in this one.
No, it didn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
No magenta.
I see. Yep. Continuing on. And frequently asked questions.
There's only 2 generic FAQ questions.
Yep. All right. I'll take the first one here. What is meant when a rule states that you must be within a given range of an ability or effect to benefit from its effect? Is this different to when you must be within an area which constitutes an objective? Answer. To be within an area of effect, any part of the base of a model, or hull in the case of models such as vehicles without a base, must be within that range. This is also the case when controlling an objective marker, as described in page 146 of the Age of Darkness rulebook. In the case of missions which require a unit to be within a defined area of the table to score, such as the opposing player's deployment zone, all models in the unit must be within that area to be considered to be scoring.
Ooh, not just one model.
So
that's
A single unit may still only ever attempt to control a single objective at a time, even if they are within scoring area and within the controlling range of an objective marker simultaneously. The controlling player may choose which objective the unit controls. So that is actually interesting. So now a unit must be wholly within a zone of deployment, in this particular case, to be considered scoring.
Yeah,
that's
you used
interesting.
to be able to just get like one militia guy and be like, "Whoa, I got one guy in, so we're all in."
Get your toe in,
Yeah.
and you got
Exactly, right? Like you just get the base in and be like, "I made it! I fucking made it!" and I won the game that way. Not anymore.
it. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, who wants to take the next question?
Hold on.
Yeah.
So, can a 20-man tactical squad even score an objective now?
Yeah.
But what if they can't get all 20 guys?
So in the case of missions which require a unit to be within a defined area of the table to score.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But still, it's still 3 inches for like objective mark.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
because
guess I will take the next one.
Yep. Okay, Ryan.
If a vehicle has used a weapon described as one use and then suffers a weapon destroyed result on the vehicle damage table, can this one-use weapon be destroyed?
I would say
The
no.
answer is no. After a weapon with limited uses has been expended, it is no longer considered to be part of the vehicle and can neither be destroyed nor repaired.
Who would?
However,
have
if the weapon has not yet been used, it is considered to be a part of the vehicle and can be destroyed.
That's why you never fire your hunter-killer missiles until
That's
round
right.
5.
That hunter killer is just an ablative wound for your actual whatever
That's right.
whatever it is, your demolisher cannon or whatever the hell it is,
Yep.
If you can't afford a dozer blade and a hunter-killer missile, you can't afford the tank.
Thank you. Yes. That's one of those unpopular, the change my mind things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. All right, who wants to go next? With Robbie, Will, Dave.
Well, this was actually a question that Robbie had. Do you want to answer it, Robbie?
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Let me get to the FAQ. Where are we at?
We're
We
on
are-
page 20
We're
of
on
the PDF.
Army List FAQs. Yeah.
Let's see. We are in. Which one are we on?
Can unique or named characters, which are also dreadnoughts, e.g., Rylan
Oh
or
yeah.
Telemachus.
Can unique or named characters, which are also dreadnoughts, Ron Telemachus, aka all of them, take a dreadnought drop pod as a dedicated transport? Yes, the following special character dreadnoughts may take a Legion dreadnought drop pod as dedicated transport option. Rhalenor the Unyielding, Honored Telemachus, Cassian Dracos. Note that these special character dreadnoughts may also embark upon any super heavy transport that can otherwise transport Legion Contemptor dreadnoughts. That's pretty
good.
big. Oh
Yep.
yeah. But
That's big
this
for
is-
you, right?
Yeah, definitely. But notice that the following may not take a Legion Dreadnought drop pod as dedicated transport option. and that is the Marigal, Tainted Dreadnought, and Castian Dracos Reborn. In all cases where a unique character Dreadnought is eligible to choose a dedicated transport, these special character Dreadnoughts must take a Legion Dreadnought drop pod as their dedicated transport. Which that's pretty cool. Because I was actually thinking about it, and when you read Ronor and Telemachus, it doesn't really say they're contemptors, but you'd want to say, yeah, you should be able to get like a Dreadclaw or something. Like, if I have space for a contemptor, I should be able to use it, right? But then,
sure.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. The only thing I don't understand though is Castian Dracos can get one, but Castian Dracos Reborn cannot.
It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it makes no sense. I'm trying to understand what's
is he bigger? Do they put more armor on him?
No.
Maybe he's got an innate fear of drop pods.
Dropping?
A phobia.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what happened, right?
Maybe, but I just know like his Reborns that he can like talk to machines now. So I guess he doesn't want to ride and be intimate with the drop pod because he's just not ready for that kind of commitment.
Yeah, he's not.
Have you ever listened to the machine spirit of a drop pod? It just screams the whole way down.
Does it? Oh no.
No.
Yeah, it's just like.
Nope. It's just, what's that one song? I think it was like early 2000. It's like, we're going downtown to live it out. It's sugar, we're going down swinging. It just sings that song over and over.
And Cassian is like, I cannot deal with this shit right now.
No, I think that's really good though. That's like clears up a lot of and I like the super heavy part, because I had to ask every time I played if I could put Cassian in the Mastodon because, technically rules was written, the Mastodon doesn't allow, it doesn't say Cassian can get it, it just says Contemptors and such. But now that it says like it's totally vanilla, you can put your HQs in your super heavies, which is A-okay.
So glad we're getting the Dreadnought drop pod again.
It looks way better than the first one too.
Yeah.
What's next?
Okay.
Oh, Sevatar.
Yeah. Ryan, you want to take that?
Sevatar's Master of Ambush Warlord trait is different to the trait listed in... Oh, this is a question, right? Because
yes.
These are questions. Sevatar's Master of Ambush Warlord trait is different to the trait listed in the main Age of Darkness rulebook despite having the same name. Which version should I use? In this instance only, Sevatar gains the benefit of both the Master of Ambush Warlord trait listed on its profile and the entry in the Age of Darkness rulebook.
Wow. Two
now I've got to
Warlord
actually
traits
read.
for the price of
Yeah.
one?
Because I thought Master of Ambush allowed him to infiltrate 3
D3.
I gotta pull these
up.
up.
Oh, it's D3.
Yeah, you get the Warlord and D3 units get infiltrate.
So
I know that
mean
because
he gets 3 plus the Warlord
D3. So it could be it depends on what he rolls. If he rolls a 5 or 6.
Sevatar's Master of Ambush is, if chosen as Army's Warlord, Lord Sevatar automatically has Master of Ambush trait rather than rolling randomly. This means that all friendly outflanking units have the Acute Senses special rule while Sevatar is alive.
Oh, okay. So you get the D3 infiltrators for the standard Age of Darkness, and you get Acute Senses
for outflanking units.
Right,
Which
and
I love that.
Those
It's
infiltrating dudes can
works really well together.
That's pretty nice. That's good.
That's like the best rule clarification. It's like, which one were you trying to imply?
Both of them.
Yeah.
Both? Why not?
They're like,
yeah.
well, Sevatar is one of the worst named characters in terms of rules. We just gave him power armor, so you know what? He can have 2.
It's
Warlord
pity.
traits.
Is that what it is? It's a pity rule.
It's a pity. It's a pity trait.
So that wraps up the FAQ section of this PDF.
And the rest is garbage.
Yeah, you just throw it away.
Nothing else to see here, folks.
No, but really,
No,
Playtest rules errata 1.0.
These are awesome, dude. I just want to preference that I was kidding. These are some of the best changes I've seen in a long time.
I'm pretty happy with a lot of them.
Okay, so we should probably outline, right? So the FAQ is what's like official, right? People
Correct.
have put out questions. Forge World has gone to their rules writers and they've issued clarification. What I think is really neat is they provide these playtest rules errata 1.0, and just as this is the way I look at it, and we kind of talked about it in the chat earlier, is I think Forge World trusts the heresy community, or has built up enough trust over the last couple of years with the heresy community that they're willing to release some of these playtest rules to let people play around with them, and they're willing to take feedback, which I think is really cool. And it also, goes a long way to making some of those awesome fluff units not so mediocre and actually playable. So, without further ado.
Yep. All right, let's power through these. First one up, which is my favorite out of this so far, is the Legion Rapier Weapons Battery and Field Artillery Weapons. They've now changed up the ammunition profiles. Frag shells, 12-inch range to 60-inch, strength 5, AP 5. Here's the big thing, heavy 1, twin-linked, barrage, large blast, 5 inches.
Yeah.
And you're going to see a lot of that in these next few weapons. Shatter shells remain the same, 36-inch range, strength 8, AP 4, heavy 4 with sunder. Incendiary shells, 12 to 60 inches, strength 4, AP 5, heavy 1, twin-linked, barrage, large blast 5 inches, ignores cover saves. Splinter shells, 12 to 36 inches, strength 2, AP 4, heavy 1, twin-linked, barrage, large blast, rending. And Phosphex canister shot, 12 to 36 inches, strength 4, AP 3, heavy 1, barrage, large blast, poison 3 up, crawling fire, lingering death. So, yeah.
A lot of people are complaining because it's heavy 1 now, but we also get the twin link rule, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't like where it lands, twin link it, dude. Now again, Phosphex canisters don't have that because they have crawling fire and lingering death. If you can't get exactly where you want with that, then something's wrong with you, right?
Sure.
Like you have a 5-inch blast. If you can't get enough dudes.
Not to mention, most people take rapier weapons in groups of 3 anyway. So you're still going to get 3 twin-linked large blasts.
Exactly.
Man,
come on.
What a time saver.
Dude,
I know.
That's the
That was
big thing.
anytime I had to play somebody
gosh.
with 3 rapiers, I was like, oh, well, there goes half an hour.
I only played my rapier weapons once because I was like, okay, I can't do this again. I can't just keep on flipping these 12 pie plates all day long.
It's rough, and you can kind of tell. Let me go back real quick.
Sure.
You can tell Forge World is listening. This FAQ for real. Think about all the stuff that they nerfed. It's because it's what the community gripes about, like the Malcador, right? Were brought down because there was an obvious problem that some people were exploiting.
Yeah.
They're bringing units that aren't really viable, that you want to play with, and they're making them stronger, while they're bringing the ones that aren't fun to play with or play against, they're bringing them down. So this really, I don't think it has anything to do with balance. It's all feedback from the community.
Yeah.
And a big elite player like all of us, we play a lot. We really don't bring quad mortars. Someone new who's coming in, they're like, oh, quad mortars. But then they start playing with them. They're like, I don't want to do this anymore. This is horrible.
Yeah.
No one wants to play against it. I don't even sometimes I build my list and I'm like, I don't want to bring any scatter die. I'm going to play a whole game because I really don't feel like bringing that blast template out. So this is kind of like with the season. They're like, yeah, we got to fix this because this is just, it should not take an extra hour for a shooting phase because someone brought 3 quad mortars.
Yep.
Or 6 if you're Iron Warriors player.
Yeah.
It's cool, though, because my militia quad mortars can still do, heavy 4, small blast.
Yeah, that's super
Suck
cool.
it. I'm still going to make you go all day rolling those scatters.
Are you serious? It doesn't replace
dude.
yours?
Yeah, no, it's just a Legion.
How
Yeah,
about that?
dude. Yeah.
This
That's
game
right.
sucks,
Field
man.
artillery weapons.
Militia OP.
Yeah. It's all right.
I'm
You're
gonna
bringing
slow
way
play
too
you,
much
bro.
artillery anyways.
I know.
All right, pushing on next. Dave, So that
Yeah, I'm still here. I don't know what we're talking about. We're talking about something like quad mortars.
Oh, well, you're on
Yeah.
the Moritat.
I'm on the Moritat. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck, I don't know anything about the Moritat. Will, you should talk about Moritat. That's more your Bollywick, man.
The Legion Moritat console. Replace the text under the heading Chainfire to read when attacking with pistol weapons in the controlling player's shooting phase. The Moritat
evil
may
wizard who lives in a pond. I just
The Moritat may declare a chainfire instead of making a normal shooting attack. While making chainfire attack, a Moritat may roll to hit 6 times, each with up to 2 pistol types weapons in the current shooting phase. Chainfire attacks to hit rolls may never be re-rolled, and weapons which do not roll to hit may not make chainfire attacks. When making chainfire attacks from weapons with the Gets Hot or Melt a special rule, roll each hit individually. If one is rolled, stop rolling to hit for that weapon immediately. No further to hit rolls may be made with this weapon for the remainder of the phase. After making a chainfire attack, a Moritat may not declare a charge in the following assault phase. Additionally, remove the chainfire overheat heading from the rule.
You sound like an early Netflix season villain that gets forgotten about at the 4th episode.
oh god. Like Netflix presents Stephen King's Grab Bag of Villains story. Real-
But yeah, so Chainfire Overheat's
Oh,
gone,
my-
guys. You can
Thank
bring
God.
plasma again, guys. It's okay.
I am, thank God.
Wait, so
Jay-
here's
yeah.
a different thing.
Yeah.
It's say you get 6 shot
Mm-hmm.
with both guns. So that means if you're not bringing Melta or plasma, you're getting 12 shots with Volkite no matter what,
How's that?
right? Well, read it again. Well, let me read it again.
Yeah.
Because
You have to roll each hit individually.
Right, but I thought it said for plasma or Melta, the ones cancel it. Let's check it out.
Who has a Moritat? Will you play
yeah,
Moritat?
I have a
I have
Volkite,
Moritat.
I've
I
got
run
one.
Volkite.
I've got one.
Raven Guard Moritat.
I've got a
Does
plasma.
everybody
one
have
that I
a
don't-
fucking Moritat except for me?
Yeah, man. When
Well,
the
yeah,
Valkyrie
bro.
dropped,
We
how
do.
could you
We
not
just-
buy it?
It's a
All right,
cool.
so let's
It's
see.
yeah, it's a cool looking model. Yeah.
It says...
Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
so if you're bringing up bolt pistols or Volkite,
You just fired
you
12
get-
Holy
you're
shit.
getting 12 shots.
What?
Only if
Yeah.
you're bringing Gets Hot or Melta do you have to roll each hit individually.
Yep.
Oh,
That
I have
is
Volkite
so
on
cool.
mine.
Yeah.
Yes.
You just got 12 shots with a Volkite guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
White Scars Moritat.
that's-
Oh my
Wow,
goodness.
that's a big thing.
That's awesome.
Huge buff, dudes. I mean, this makes the Moritat like, yeah. And later on, we're gonna see Destroyer's got a buff. So this is like, bro, get the fuck on it right now. Get some Destroyers, get some Moritats, and go out there and throw Phosphex. All right.
And if you're the cool guy that was doing it 2 years ago,
Then you're a fucking
Which some of us are.
bandwagoner. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all you.
Yeah,
Oh,
are.
this
that's
is
right.
cool. This goes, sorry, I was just reading the next one. Legion Herald Console.
Yeah, this is good
Under
too.
special rules, give them fearless, implacable advance.
That's insane that an HQ can hold an objective
Yeah.
by himself.
But you can, and you can now take Terminator armor as a Legion Herald as well. Under War Gear restrictions, remove a restriction which prohibits Legion Heralds from taking Terminator armor as a War Gear option.
Oh, it's so
That's
good.
that's pretty cool. Because that's like, I think the only person that was doing that was
Malagurst.
Malagurst. Yeah, because he
Yeah.
was like given fearless with his banner, and he was implacable advance. So
Yep.
it's kind of cool that every Legion can have their own little Malagurst. That's not as,
Iconic.
I like it.
yeah.
Yeah, the whole removing war gear restriction too is very nice because I made the mistake of modeling a Terminator with a banner, and I was like, "This is
It
my
happens.
Herald," and then they were like, somebody was like, "No, dude, Heralds can't take Terminator armor." It's like, oh, I guess this is just a really well painted,
Standard bearer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, man, total herald now. Very cool.
Sweet.
Dude, I just made a herald for the salamanders just because I had the bits left over. What good timing.
Perfect.
That's
I know,
cool.
right?
Yep. All right, who wants to run through the Pravian
I'll
console?
run through this one without a voice. I'm sorry.
okay.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. It's just I run the Pravian a lot, so this is a big impact for me.
No, go for it. Go for it.
We can
'cause
break it up. This is a lot of
reading.
Okay, yeah. So under Wargear restrictions, subhead, Legion Pravian may not take a jump pack. Yeah. I don't know who was adding a jump pack to a squad of Castellax, but somebody must have been, right? Additionally, replace the text under Legion Inductee. So before we remember Legion Inductee, you could give them the Legion Astartes rule for your Legion. No longer.
Yep.
A unit of battle automata with a Pravian attached. Choose either of the benefits or the special rules listed below on the version of Legion Astartes special rule possessed by the Pravian, or one of the follow special rule, which is Fierce Charge, Tank Hunter, and Scout. So those three basics still remain the same. Those were always good to have, right? Tank Hunting, Darkfires are awesome. These special rules are selected at no additional points cost. Again, that's also a change because Dark Angels used to have to pay to get the Monster Hunter special rule. No longer. Note that Battle Automaton themselves do not possess Legion Astartes rule, so they removed it. So the Castellax no longer have Legion Astartes, all right? And they do not benefit from Legion Astartes rule possessed by the Pravian. Sad times. That means I can no longer have T8 Castellax.
Oh,
I know, so sad.
Aw.
But you know what I do get, guys? Do you know what I get? There's a long list here. We'll go through each of them. But I want to jump to mine. Iron Hands Battle Automata now take Blessed Autosimulacra at no additional cost. If there's anything that's more potent than Castellax that are hard to kill, it's Castellax that are hard to kill and that can regenerate wounds when they lose them.
That is pretty sweet.
Right?
That's crazy good.
Dark Angels.
I mean, on a 6. Who actually rolls those?
Look, I've been playing Iron Hands for 4 years. I've never, ever gotten a Blessed Autosimulacra to work. Ever. Okay? But I figure it's got to happen one day. And when it do, it'll save me.
You're due. You're due.
Dark Angels.
When it does, it's because you're tabling your opponent and you really didn't need
Yeah,
it.
exactly. I'm like, great. Dark Angels, Monster Hunter, we talked about that. Emperor's Children, they gain Crusader for 5 points per model. All battle units may also take Sonic Shriekers. This is great because they're pretty slow, right? Sonic Shriekers. Ryan, what is a base Castellax initiative?
I3.
So that puts them up to I4 with Sonic Shriekers, right? Or Sonic Shrieker
And
lowers...
if you're running Cyber... Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, these are inducted.
Yeah.
Yeah, but make them I4.
Does Sonic Shriekers increase your initiative, or does it lower your opponents? I can't remember.
I believe it lowers opponents.
Either way.
but-
Either or.
It should.
at the
It'll
same
make
time.
your Emperor's Children Pravian much better, right? Iron Warriors, you gain Wrecker. For an additional 10 points, you may take Blessed Autosimulacra. Iron Hands get it for free, baby. So yeah, but Wrecker's great, so you don't have to buy Siege Wreckers to get the Wrecker special rule. So you're finally going to have an answer to all those fortifications that you fight against. Like every battle, people are bringing so many fortifications, you finally have an answer for it, you know? White Scars, you gain Swift Action. Robbie, what's Swift Action do?
That's if you move 6 inches, you get +1 to cover and reroll ones.
That's pretty solid, right?
To all attacks.
All
Yes,
attacks.
Close combat
That's
and
shooting and assault.
Perfect.
That's actually, looking at the list, that's probably one of the strongest ones.
Yeah.
Because Castellax are monstrous creatures, right? They already move through cover. Right? So you're most likely, you can be going into ruins getting +1 cover. That's Castellax with a 3-up cover, rerolling ones to hit.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Boy, you better be ready.
No, reroll ones to wound. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Space Wolves, counterattack, not bad. Imperial Fist, Tank Hunter, and +1 ballistic skill with using any bolt gun. Now it does clarify bolt gun and not Mauler. That might need clarification. Does a Mauler bolt cannon qualify for a bolt gun? In the
I don't think it does,
I don't think
but
so.
it's-
But in the past, somebody has said it does from Forge World. They put out an FAQ 2 years ago maybe and said Mauler bolt cannon counts as bolt guns. I've never seen it since. But I'm just saying, there's a precedence for it. So be on the lookout for that to get corrected.
Gotcha.
Night Lords, talent for murder. What else? Additional 10 points.
Each counts as 3 models.
Oh, for additional 10 points, they can take acute senses. And trophies of judgment.
And trophies of judgment.
That's pretty good.
I wonder if that means you get both of that. You get acute senses and trophies of judgment.
No, it says
for 10
Why would
points.
you get trophies of judgment?
Yeah, I don't know. That seems redundant at that point, right?
Yeah, I mean they already cause fear, so. But cool.
Blood Angels in caramelized fury. I don't know what that rule for them does. I'm guessing it's something like Fury's Charge.
I have a feeling we'll find out quite a bit at Nova.
Yeah. World Eaters, Rage. That's pretty good. I mean, it's Rage. You can't turn your nose up at that.
Simple.
But Castellax already have rage.
Oh, okay. But I guess on your little bug boys, what are they?
Yeah, 4X.
Yeah. I guess
4Xing rage is
I
cool.
think they're assuming World Eater. I mean, yeah. We have to understand that they are going to take. You can take 4X. We can't rule 4X out. They're not a lesser class of automata, but they are not as good as Castellax. Ultramarines remain stationary. All what is it? Make snap arrows at BS2.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
yeah. Especially with
Little
Mauler bolt
defensive
cannons.
position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Death Guard, feel no pain, 6 up. That's pretty good.
Yep.
And you can upgrade to Chem Flamers for no additional cost. So that's
I like it.
ooh, that's good. All for 1,000 Suns. Their invul save is increased by 1.
Good God.
Now this again, this doesn't say just in the shooting phase. This is all the time.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen, though, for real.
You don't think
Like,
so?
Who's bringing regular Castellax when they're bringing Castellax Akita?
I guess.
The wizard robots. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, you're bringing Wizard. Let's be real. You can put whatever you want right there. You're still bringing Wizard Robot.
Yeah. I'd like to think
You could
there's
just say
somebody
you
out
auto
there.
win the game with these Castellax. It's I'm gonna
You
bring
auto
it.
win the game. That gives 4X an actual invuln save. which
Oh, because they don't
have.
have one base. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a 6 though.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Sons of Horus,
Sad.
Merciless Fighter, and each counts as 3 models for the purpose of the special rule for additional 5 points. They may take Bane Strike Bolter rounds in their bolt guns, so that lovely AP3. Word
'cause they're-
Bearers, Hatred Everything. Fuck yeah, that's pretty good. Salamanders, Promethean Gift, and for 5 points, Mastercrafted Weapons. Or Mastercraft a single weapon.
A single weapon.
Yeah, that's great, right? Mastercrafting
Darkfire.
a Darkfire. Not a
Darkfires,
bad idea.
yeah.
Immediately.
Multi-meltas.
Raven Guard. Now this is what a lot of people don't like. This is what I've been hearing the most complaints about is Raven Guard with Fury's Charge and Fleet. So people are like, oh, I can no longer infiltrate my Castellax. This is bullshit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay, Raven Guard, yeah. Maybe Castellax, big stonky robots. They might not be like the best subtle approach for a Raven Guard player, you know? But Fury's
How are you?
Charge
I want to know like what fluff they're
Just
talking about.
Out of
Yeah.
the shadows,
Well,
a Castellax just
yeah.
appears and just grabs you.
The fluff
and just
that
pulls you
No.
most people will always lean on is, well, the Legions were so huge, they had to have some Castellax.
Nope, I got it. All right, picture a really, really pale dude in a trucker hat driving a semi through a road check, and be like, "What you got in the back?" Oh, you know, just grain and hab gas, and you know. You mind if we take a look? Oh yeah. I got my credentials here. Open it, and there's 3 fucking Castellax
Son of a bitch!
infiltrating.
Oh shit, they got
Surprise.
behind our lines. Alpha Legion preferred enemy. Figured that was coming. Against their choice of one of the following infantry, vehicles, or monstrous creatures. So that's pretty good. You can use your
That's
Alpha
good.
Legion Castellax to hunt Castellax. So, not bad. Which is pretty good. I have had Castellax duels with my Castellax versus other Castellax, or just any other monstrous creature. And having something
pretty
like
boring.
that would have helped. Additional 5 points per model, bang strike ammo. So, yeah, a lot of good changes, and a lot of this focuses on the fluff and the feel of that particular army. I feel like it's all really good stuff. I like these changes. Having T8 Castellax it always put a smile on my face when somebody would be like, all right, your Castellax, what do I need to wound them on? And I'm like, they're T8. And they're like, all right, my bolters do nothing. Like, a little bit of me, I was always like, hee hee hee. But being able to take Blessed Off Simulacra, I'm still going to be going hee 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 when I bring them back up after they've been shot off. So, not bad at all. But, yeah, that's my spiel on the Praevian, man. My favorite unit in the game. So here's why, real quick, everybody. It's not because you get Castellax, right? I can get Castellax just by having a Cortex controller, okay? Not a big deal. But the fact is, the dude isn't like a battle smith, or what am I trying to say? Like a Forge Lord, or whatever. He's like a fucking lion tamer more than anything else. He's like whipping these dudes. He's like, meow, meow. You know, get in line, get in line. He's not... He treats them more like sons and stuff like that than he does tools. And that's what I think is really fucking cool. Like, having a lion tamer in your army that just unleashes these fucking Castellax lions on people. Oh, baby.
A Beastmaster,
yes,
if you will.
Exactly. So awesome.
Wow.
That's a cool way to think about it. Never thought about
that's
that way.
a very unique way to think about it.
I like that.
Yeah, man. But yeah, thanks for letting me rant about all that and go through that. So, next person, what are we doing?
Destroyers? Somebody want to take destroyers?
Dave, you want to take destroyers?
Just like you did the Mortat?
I could. I think my computer's about to die.
Okay.
So
Good excuse. Good excuse.
I'm a little leery about diving into destroyers. I also don't play destroyers.
Well, if you fall, if
I'll
your
take
computer falls out, okay.
Yeah.
We just
I might
pick up
just
on
say, I might just sign off.
All right, Dave. Well, hey, thanks for
Bye,
joining us this
Dave.
far.
All right, dudes.
Yeah,
Way to
man.
hang in there, buddy.
Yeah,
Take
man.
it easy.
All right.
Later.
Big thing with destroyers is, the points adjustment. So here they have a new profile, which the actual profile looks about the same, but it's 115 points base for a 5-man unit. 15 points for each additional destroyer. You still can take melta bombs for 25 points. And the cost of the jump pack is down to 5 points per model.
Nice.
So a base unit, if you're not doing any upgrades and you just want to put jump packs on them, you're looking at 140 points, which is huge savings over what they were previously.
That's still cheaper than a 5-man originally, which was like, what, 150, 160 points?
Yeah, exactly.
And 15 points each for destroyer instead of 20 points each, if I remember right.
So here was my thing, right? In Strike Team, people were like, do I really have to pay 15 points for jump packs? And I was like, I'm so sorry, but yes.
Yes.
Because of the way that the rules are written, I'm sorry. Now, again, that was me just being lazy. I could have been like, jump packs for destroyers are only 5 points. Anyways, point being, this needed to be fixed so hard. It really did.
Yep.
15
Absolutely.
points for jump packs. Christ almighty. No way.
No, 75 points.
Wait, what? It was 15
No,
points?
it
Yeah,
was
because
75
remember
points.
it was a base tax for the unit. So even if you took 5 dudes.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it was.
Right?
It was.
Yeah.
It was 15 points per guy.
Yep.
It was nuts.
Yeah, that's insane, right? So glad this happened. Oh my god, like
Much needed. Like it. If any unit in the book needed love, it was the destroyers.
Yes, absolutely. And it was really
Yep.
hard to not spontaneously buy 10 destroyers to go with my
because they look
Mortat,
so awesome.
right?
And like I was mentioning earlier, it was hard to justify, a 10-man squadron of power armored guys that were basically the cost of a pimped out Land Raider.
Yes. And
I was like, I couldn't do it.
so for me,
As much as I wanted to.
again, I don't want to give an excuse. I just want to justify my reasoning, right? I'm all about rule of cool. But also, when I first started playing Horus Heresy, I paid a lot of money to get 10 Forge World Iron Hand Space Marines and then 10 roto cannons. And the roto cannons looked super cool. That's why I bought them. I didn't even have a rule book yet. And I never played that unit because it was so underwhelming and it was always at a disadvantage when I played it. So I am all about rule of cool, guys, but I have limits. I have limits.
Sure.
Okay?
Same here.
And I think
like I've had a half-built destroyer squad just sitting in my closet for the longest time, and I'm gonna finish these up now
because this is like real life money I'm spending on these. This isn't just like theory hammer all the time, you know. And I really couldn't justify buying a unit that was just going to sit on my shelf. And like I don't have company a lot, right? I live a little hermit life. So nobody's going to come over and see these destroyers ever, because I know I'd never play them, and even if I did paint them up, they just sit there. So, yeah. Now, I will get some, and I will put them in the list, and I will bring them out occasionally, and they will get some table time.
It'll be good to see them on the table. I mean, I've been running destroyers. My White Scars had them. Not a lot of them, and they were fun. Well, then again, my White Scars were Zone Mortalis, so destroyers and Zone Mortalis are a little bit different. I feel like, or they were a little bit different, but it'll be fun to see them more on the table. I mean, that's one of those units that you love seeing on the table, but you always felt bad for the guy that was running it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, you really dig the fluff, don't you? Like, you had to run 20 destroyers with your Death Guard. I'm sorry.
But it was so badass to see that. But now...
It looks so cool, I'm going to kill them all now.
Yeah. Yeah, now you're going to see them, hopefully. I really hope we see them more, because I know people own them. I just never see them on the table. So I hope we start seeing them on the table more.
They have destroyers, but salamanders don't allow them.
Oh.
Which is a big bummer.
Well, good thing you have ward bearers, bro.
Right, well, guess what? Did I tell you what I was going to do?
Yeah.
About, like, converting 10 of the Ashen Circle into destroyers.
Oh.
They're, that way I'm not running all Ashen Circle now.
Yeah, you don't want to be a bandwagon Ashen Circle guy.
Oh, I'm not.
You gotta be that
bandwagon.
Wait a minute.
Ashen
all
Circle.
right.
Do you mean that Ashen
I've been
Circle
like
got a
claiming. I've been in like the Blade Slave Ashen Circle group for like for evs. I'm not like Stephen Campbell, who's gonna pull out his Ashen Circle that have been sitting in a bag for 4 years because they're suddenly good.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I was gonna play them when they were expensive. $375 for some power axing, hand flaming, dark channeling goodness, okay? Before Mortats and Chaplains could run with the posse. Alright? I was OG, okay?
Yep.
Rule of cool.
And
but
that's
now
fine. That's all good,
rule
man.
of
We'll just get you a Ashen Circle tattoo.
Yeah. I
So
think
I'll
if
do
you
it.
get a
Proclaim.
tattoo, then you're legit. Like, that's why I got that big old...
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I got a huge
I will-
custom
I will-
tattoo across
I will
my
get
stomach.
Zardu Layek's face on my butt cheek, okay?
Ooh, baby.
Straight up. You want that? Big
Yeah,
old...
he's got an ugly mug.
It's an ugly butt.
Could you... Never mind. I don't want to get there. Yeah.
All right,
Can we please?
all right, we got 4 more units here. Let's knock these out. Call it a night.
Palatine Blades.
We're already feature length here, so
I mean, yeah, Palatine Blades.
yeah.
They're just generally cheaper and better.
Yeah, Artificer
They have
armor
access to Artifice armor. They got
Nice.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Oh, that's right. So okay, so all Palatines can take Artificer.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to take it for the whole squad at 10 points per.
now. Yeah. I mean, that's standard Artificer
And
armor
jump packs
price.
are cheaper too.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
I mean, that was a
Jump
big
packs
thing,
with
right? You were paying
Artificer armor,
a
not bad.
premium for a bunch of Armor 3 guys that are supposed to be the premier, Blade Master 3rd Legion, and they all get cut down with power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They now have counterattack too, I think. Is that new? Not 100% sure, but I mean, yeah, look at them, dude. Artificer armor, jump packs, chosen warrior, counterattack. I think these guys might be on par now with Suzerain. At least they'll be able to go toe to toe for a little while against Suzerain.
Or if they get the charge, absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
Actually, that's a really good point, though. That's like the epitome of 2 assault units specialty, right? Can you imagine how that would play out?
Oh, right, yeah, with the Suzerains being the defensive assault guys with their boarding shields and
Yeah.
stuff, and then the Palatines being the assault heavy, like, go get them, get the charge off kind of dudes. Yeah, definitely.
I think it's just mutual destruction at that point.
I hope so.
Did they always have Chosen Warrior?
I don't know. I honestly don't.
So any of them can issue and accept shield.
That's pretty nice. All right, we have Fouling Sworders next. Wish Jared was still on here for Fouling Sworders. Not too familiar on these guys. Point reduction.
Like they needed it.
Yeah, right. Just better. I know. A lot of the Imperial Fist players in the Imperial Fist Facebook chats are like, finally I might add some Fouling Sworders. But I know Jared is like, dude, I've always been about Foulings, so he just wants to get even more now.
Yeah. I mean, they're 65 points cheaper right out the bat.
Yeah, that's God, and he already had so
Significant.
many, and now he's going to get more. Like,
Dude, but you're usually running them in Stone Gauntlet, which they're already really tough because you're probably gonna do full max squads.
yeah,
You've got the +1 toughness for being, Stone Gauntlet, and then you're probably running them with an apothecary. Now that they're cheaper, oh my gosh.
yeah,
I mean, you're essentially with the points reduction, you're paying for your apothecary.
exactly.
And they can all bring Melta-Bombs too, unlike the Immortals.
Don't you dare remind me.
That's crazy.
So they're good.
Yeah, they're very good.
Very good.
Next, Medusan Immortals. Huge cost reduction from base of 250 down to 205.
Oh, I'm sorry. Before we get, I was just taking a quick glance through the book. Now in the Phalanx Water Squad can take Melta-Bombs, as opposed to originally only the Sergeant could.
Oh, must be nice.
Now they all can.
Must be nice.
So, I'm sorry. Continue on.
Medusan Immortals, like I said, originally 250 down to 205. Another big change, Full Kite Chargers went from 5 points each to 2 points each, so you can give your whole 10-man squad Volkites and still be cheaper than your original base cost. Feel No Pain, 5 Hardened Armor. Gun Them Down got a huge perk. Alright, Gun Them Down, you no longer make snap firing shots. You shoot at your normal ballistic skill. Now, templates still act as if you're doing Overwatch, so you get like D3 automatic hits. But yeah, dude, like not having to do snapshots as somebody's running away and giving them all Volkite, and typically Immortals run with Freighters. So if you have Autek More with a 20-man squad of Immortals using Gun Them Down with Full Kite Chargers, preferred enemy infantry, come on. Just, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like 50-50. It's not better than sweeping, but it kind of is better than being able to sweep because, there's so many roles that Iron Hands have to do. Like, first, to be able to do a sweeping advance, you have to pass the leadership.
Yeah.
So even if you did win the assault, you may not even be able to sweep them because your guys are like, we can't do that. Or, don't know how to do this.
Yeah. They just
But now that you
refuse
can
to,
say,
yeah.
before you even sweep, like, let's not even go to roll, we're just going to gun them down.
Yeah.
That's a huge buff because in a game that has so much chance, a definite is always a really good buff.
Exactly. And again, everything still remains the same. Breaching Charge on the Sergeant, Artificer Armor on the Sergeant, Melta-Bombs. Everything about them is still good, and I think they are the Iron Hand's premier boarding force now, as they should be. They always were intended to be that, but they never were that. So now I think this update is going to make them the go-to de facto force for Zone Mortalis.
Yeah.
Oh,
It'll be
yeah.
fun to run in ZM.
Oh, another thing.
Because if you do the
big
ZM
thing,
Rite of
they can't
War,
consolidate after they do the Gun Them Down, by the way.
yeah,
So that's one bad thing. That's why they're going to be good in ZM, I think. On frontline combat, not being able to consolidate is a big hindrance. You're just a big old target blob at that point,
Yeah.
But yeah, I like it.
All right, and finally, the Ashen Circle. Thank you all listeners for sticking around with us for 2 hours.
yes,
Here we
sir.
are.
My
Who
bread
wants
and
to take
butter.
it?
My pride and joy. I said it earlier, but
Go for it.
I have never been so excited for any single release ever for this hobby. Not once have I ever been like so gleeful and joyous. Like this was amazing because it's a unit that I'd already planned on doing. Like I've got like 4 different lists right now, ranging from Zone Mortalis all the way up to Mega Battles, featuring Zardulaic, his Blade Slaves, and Ashen Circle. Like I've got my Nova display board in the works. It's gonna be cool. And then this FAQ drops and it shows us playtesting, and I see the goodness of the ruinous powers. I have been blessed by the gods.
Indeed.
Indeed, it's been a good day. And all in all, like, they're such a cool unit. No one brought because they were just so hard to play with. You know, because they have hand flamers, so you're being outranged. You're getting shot. You don't have an invul. You do have hardened armor, but they just so expensive. They're just on par with destroyers. Like Rule of Cool, at some point in time, it diminishes because you just can't. It's not feasible to play the game. It's no longer
It gets to
fun.
the point where the Rule of Cool just becomes it's unfun to play.
Yeah, and you got to remember, like Rule of Cool, no matter how great my unit is painted, if it just keeps getting killed over and over and over and has these diminishing returns, eventually you no longer find joy in that unit, regardless of how cool it looks. You just start to have a distaste for it because like it's just not fun to use. That's changed now because even their axe rakes, they're now AP3, right? So, you know, you were always spending 5 points to get rid of that little axe rake because it's little side note of like making people's fallback -1. That doesn't do anything because the fallback's 2d6. So if you fall back 8 inches instead, you're falling back 7. That doesn't really. It's not game changing. Now that axe rake is +1 to your sweeping advance roll, which you add that to word barrels rerolling 1s. You now have like multiplied your chance of sweeping combats way more. So yeah, man, it's like destroyers that are good at assault is how they are.
Yeah, they basically are, man. Yeah. I just realized it. Like they have like Phosphex bombs and everything else that destroyers have. Yeah, that's pretty solid.
In their unit bio, they go side by side with destroyers. They work with the Legion destroyers, but they're iconoclast instead of like, you know, going for people. They go for like they tear down office buildings, government office, like all churches.
Yeah.
Like they literally go out for anything that could be given morale. And then when they're on the field of battle, they're going for heralds, they're going for chaplains, they're going for people that give leadership, they're going for like champions. They attack what gives you courage.
Yeah.
It's like such the coolest thing.
Yeah. And those axe rakes are now AP3.
Yeah.
It went from, I think it was AP5 or 6. Power armor. It definitely makes them more viable in close combat.
Yeah, there's still only 1 attack a piece, which is pretty subpar. But when you account that when you do your charge, you get a strength 5 hammer of wrath no matter what, regardless if you use your jump pack or not, which is in itself, it's kind of like a free attack. So you get 1 attack at initiative 10, strength 5 with flamer, and then you get your 2 attacks. And if you're running them with Zardulaic, you have to bring them at dark channeling. So they're either gonna have Zealot, they're gonna have +1 strength, or they're gonna be Daemon. So they're gonna have a 5 up invul. So no matter what, dude, you're gonna have fun.
The hand flamer is a pistol type.
Yeah,
it is. So
it's a hand flamer.
So you're actually getting 3 attacks on the charge.
3 attacks on the charge. Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah, dude, that was a good rundown, man.
Yeah,
definitely. And just keep in mind, everybody, these are playtest rules, so it's been said,
they're written in stone.
It's not written in stone.
They're written in stone. I'll go to my grave playing these action circles.
I would expect first of all, this is great because there's other units that need this, like the World Eaters,
Rampagers.
Yeah, the Rampagers.
Sure.
I would expect most of, probably 80 to 90% of the changes will probably stick. They're not going to make a drastic change like this on Ashen Circle and then make them 250 points again.
Yeah.
When they update the rules, like it's going to probably
No.
be ballpark. So you're
It'll
going to be
be
able
close.
to plan on this.
Destroyers will probably be roughly the same.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
a
they're
great-
gonna
I'm
keep.
really curious to see if the rapier weapons will stick. I
They'll
hope
have
they
to.
do. I hope they do.
I hope so. Just from a speed of the game.
Absolutely. No, all in all, I think this was great. This was a great FAQ, not because of like the content, but because of the direction, and you could see what Forge World is doing.
Yeah, cleaning
it's not
a lot of the rule cleanup.
It's
Perfect.
cleaning it all up and making it easier to play, is what I'm saying. Making it easier for the hobbyist to play.
Mm-hmm.
So, kudos to them. Now, sell all your Malcadors, buy all your Carnodons, and give me all your Ashen Circle. Have a good
To
night.
go.
Yeah.
I'll have 9 Malcadors on the field in a Iron Wing formation.
Yeah.
You can do that now, and
Yeah.
people will pity you.
BS5. BS5 Malcadors.
Yes, 5 Malcadors. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, listeners, again, thanks for sticking with us, man. I know this was probably our longest cast, but it's also
It's one of them.
the one that we had, I think, the most information to distribute and then talk about. So I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
it was great. Like, a lot of us couldn't hang around, but got a good chunk of the cast here today, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
A lot of the gaming
Episodes
people were all here, so that's
60.
real good. You know, all the
Yep.
whack players were here, I think.
Yeah.
Just as a thank you to everyone on like iTunes giving us these awesome reviews. We definitely appreciate it. Thanks for liking our pages and following us on Facebook and Twitter. And I'm trying to get back into Instagram. It's a little rough for me. It's not my favorite piece of social media because I'm just at that age where I'm like a little too old to be a millennial, but I'm still a millennial, so I'm sorry. But yeah, thank you guys so much. We love hearing from you all, and it's been pretty awesome. And here's to another 60.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Perfect.
And so, if anyone else has anything left to say,
Oh, I got something.
go for it.
Just, plug in Adepticon. Keep your eyes, ears open, because we will have a couple of the cast taking part. I know Dave's going. Myself, I'm going. I know we're going to have a couple other Richmond people going up there too. So if you see anybody with an RVA 30K shirt, we're most likely with the cast. If it's something that you're interested in, I know we have an online store. If you don't want to pay for like shipping or anything, you got some stuff, I can ferry it on up. It's not a problem. And if you have any questions, if you got, anything in person that you want to say, meet some of the faces that you listen to, will be up there. And then go ahead and keep your ears out, because I'd like to do some kind of like hobby immersion interviews where I'm going to go around and just, get some info, do a little talking, stuff that we can bring back for feedback, and we can exemplify it over a podcast of how cool the actual heresy crowd is and the ones that travel.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, Robbie.
Yeah.
Ryan, you got anything?
This is the. When are you dropping this, Jesse?
I'm going to try to drop it this week.
Yeah, so 2 shout-outs, I guess. There's the event up in Maryland, 1850. Look on Maryland 30K for that. It is, I think, a $10 entry, but it gets you some raffle tickets. And then I think we've I don't know if we've mentioned it, but down at the muster, your buddies to the southeast there,
Yeah,
they're out in...
down in Hampton
Norfolk?
Roads area.
Yeah, Hampton Roads.
Williamsburg,
So they're running,
Norfolk.
They're running an event this weekend as well, so it's probably short notice, but if you happen to be down in that area and you hear this, definitely join those guys. They're pretty cool dudes. Running a fun event at a small con. I think the information is on the Richmond 30K Facebook page.
Yeah. All right, Ryan. Will?
Lancaster Painting, and I also do Twitch streams and that kind of stuff. Currently working on Primaris projects, but you'll see me doing my 30k Iron Hands in between customer projects. So yeah, check it out.
Cool. All right, folks. Well, thanks for listening. Keep those dice rolling, and until next time, bye for now.
Bye.
Bye. Take it easy.
Bye, guys.
How's it going?